I think I should warn you guys in advance that this may be a very boring vlog for some people, but if you give it a chance, it's very different from what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of cities, shopping malls, cars, and this is very different. This is outdoors, natural geographical things. Just be patient with me. If you don't find this interesting, I have no idea what's in store for tomorrow. I'm hoping that tomorrow might be a little bit more exciting content creating wise. Thank you. Good morning all. This is the first day of our package tour. I made a mistake. We actually get 7 meals rather than 5 meals. So we get breakfast, lunch and dinner for the first 2 days, and we get breakfast and lunch for the third day. And the breakfast is a lot better than I thought. So I'm just going to take you so we've got a selection of vegetables, noodles, some eggs, fried rice, noodles, vegetables, congee, and some dumplings. So it's not actually as bad as I thought. It's I'm still getting surprised, but I'm sure at some point I will show you the bad stuff. Right, we're going to say goodbye to this hotel. It was a quite good experience actually. The hotel was clean, the breakfast was good, and what more do you want? A clean, hygienic hotel. Now we're heading off to our 3-day tour, and this is our bus driver. He seems quite safe. He's asking everyone not to put their bags on everywhere.
我们重庆就是一座有山有水、人杰地灵的好。
Right, we're 45 minutes into our journey, and we just had a really interesting speech, an introduction by the tour guide, and it was very insightful. Basically saying, don't take the piss with me, otherwise I will shout back at you, because you do get anywhere around the world. People take out their anger and their frustration on the tour guide. Secondly, he said that be courteous and keep safe in with usual stuff. He gave us a little bit of history, why Chongqing people eat so much hot pot. Tunnels and tunnels and tunnels, and we keep going up and up. This is our first break. We're 1 hour into the journey, and this is a very, very new service station. Supermarket, various food stores. The hot pot came about when people used to be really poor. In Chongqing, they had 2 main occupations back in the olden days, where laborers would have up to possibly 300 people with ropes pulling the boats along the river. Yes, 300 people pulling the big boats along the river. And a second very, very popular occupation in the olden days was because it's so hilly and so many steps in Chongqing. There used to be these guys that offered to carry your heavy bags or your children up and down these steps. And these people were very poor. So the hot pot came about where you would eat the intestines of animals, because that was the cheapest part to eat rather than the meat. I'm talking about the olden days. And the spicy part came about. That includes the numbing spicy part, is that the intestines didn't taste very good, so they added spices. And through the years, it became really fashionable. So here we are with the hot pot. Now is our lunch break. All these other tours. And it's a typical lunch where there's a circular table and the dishes come up. For a tour lunch, this isn't bad at all. This is our lunch break. That's our bus, and that's the restaurant stroke hotel. But we're not staying at this hotel. I was under the impression that we were going to the middle of nowhere. It felt that way for a while, and we've reached, I guess, the peak of the mountain. It's apparently 10 kilometers long coming up on these really twisty roads. If anybody's been skiing before, it's like going up to a ski resort. It was just constantly twisting and turning. I didn't have a problem with that, but there was a few people that was feeling a bit nauseous. But the tour guide was really good. He was talking about feng shui and various topics to keep everyone occupied and keep everyone engaged so they don't think about their motion sickness. But what I found fascinating here is that we're literally in the middle of nowhere, but there's some really nice houses up here. In the background there where the crane is. There's a lot of these places dotted around up in this mountain. And there's chargers up here. 720 kilowatts charging stations. And your conventional charging stations here. So this is to emphasize how China's moving towards new energy vehicles, and they are facilitating this move by 2030. That literally this is 10 kilometers up the mountain, well, by road. I think we're about 1,900 meters above sea level. And I will touch on to the poverty alleviation program because I think they're calling everyone to get back on the bus. We've reached our destination for today. And this is it. So let's go in and see what it's all about. Oh, wow.
The limestone. Over time, they dissolve the soluble components in the rock, gradually widening the cracks and forming small underground cavities.
This gorge here is actually a AAA National Heritage Site. This is all formed by millions of years of erosion, and the difference in soil and the gravitational pull collapses there and leaves the stronger limestone behind. And of course, this path is not natural. The Chinese government, along with their poverty alleviation program, makes all these heritage sites accessible for the public. This encourages tourism. In turn, it boosts the local economy by many, many folds. This is a classic example of how the poverty alleviation program works, and this is how the Chinese government has brought 800 million people out of extreme poverty and has totally eradicated extreme poverty in China. Of course, this is just one example. There's other ways of doing it, but this is one of them. It's noticeably a lot colder here. It's a 100-meter lift that we take. When this lift starts to descend, it will rotate by 180 degrees, so the people that enter the lift last can get a full view of the gorge going down. And you see now the lift is starting to rotate 180 degrees, and we now become the back of the lift. And this is the outside view of this 100-meter lift that takes you up and down the gorge. Whose idea was it to put a lift here and make this into an attraction? This may seem to some that this is a cruel idea to get these guys to carry you down a very, very long flight of stairs, but they actually get paid very, very well. Just to go down is 200 RMB, and they carry you a little bit further to the next stage of this walk can go up to 400, 500 RMB each. Just notice going down, this tree grows through the stairs. I don't think people realize even coming downstairs is quite strenuous. So we walked on stairs from there, along those stairs there, and this girl is getting dropped off from coming down. There's more. 200 RMB to come down. So about £20. There's a lot of work. Total respect to these guys. He has to carry that back up those stairs again, all the way to the top.
These two ladies behind us is from my village, and they're speaking village language. And the umbrella one said, "Why you don't take out your umbrella?" Another one said, "It's annoying." And this one said, "But your face gonna look like a dog bum bum."
Everything is money here. That glass observation platform, which gives you a bird's eye view of the gorge, costs 40 RMB each to enter, and you can stay there as long as you want, and you can take a picture or videos straight down the gorge. Whenever you see a crowd, you know you're somewhere. And this is the first. What do you call this? I have no idea. If someone in the audience can tell me, is it a cave? Is there a specific name for this? I have no idea. I was never good at school. There must be a name for this. If you believe yin and yang, earth, water and fire, you get the energy from the water. It cleanses your soul. For the film buff, this is one of the locations that Transformers 4 was shot. Partly here. Cave. During the filming of another movie called The City of the Golden Armor, starring Chow Yun-fat, if you know Hong Kong superstar, they made this structure here, and they just ended up keeping it here as a part of the attraction. Another one of these places where you can choose your costume and become the emperor. Take these photos. And there's a transformer. One can always find peace with a waterfall.
That's the fish.
And that's the fish.
来了哟！哎，怎么了？好了。哪位先？
They call this the Eagle Heavenly Pit because of the wingspan, and use a bit of imagination. That's the Eagle's Peak. And I thought this was the last part, but apparently this is only halfway through it, and we've been walking for nearly 90 minutes now. I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but the spring actually comes out in a hole at the top of the roof of this cavern. It took me ages to see it. It looks like a warrior coming out of the wall. There's many hidden features. If you look carefully, that looks like a small claw, and that looks like a mouth. So this is another way of booming the economy. You can either walk the last 900 meters uphill to get to the meeting point with your coach, or you can take 15 RMB each to get out of here without the walk up the hill on one of these. And I just checked, we did 8,000 steps just in this gorge itself. So I don't really fancy doing the last 900 meters uphill. Absolutely no health and safety in this part. There's no barriers, there's no safety belt. You just sit still and hope you don't fall out. I bet they regret not taking this. It's not that bad. I thought it was further. Oh, there's another bit. This just shows you how the local economy can prosper from all this. And this is the end of the first part of our tour today. So I finally found out where we were actually at. We had the 3 natural bridges in Wulong, in Chongqing. So we reached our next destination, which is called Spiritual Fairy Mountain. And basically it's just a valley with some grass and some trees. Some may laugh thinking, well, you know what, it's just a plain countryside. But for us who lives in the Western Europe, we take it for granted that this is very natural for us. For Trinity and I, we always used to ride our bikes at the weekends to Box Hill, which is very, very similar to this. But this is the added bonus. They have some, are they llamas? And there's some goats and some over there in the hills and some cows. And I guess if you live in a massive city like Chongqing or Shanghai, to actually get away to some proper fresh air, natural grass, not planted trees, a natural environment, this is a very good attraction for them. For me, I had my reservation when I got here, but then I had a conversation with Trinity, which I had to redo a lot of this vlog because after Trinity sort of put her point across, I do see it that Oh, okay. Sorry about that. There's a camel up there. So yeah, I mean, we ride to Box Hill, a 2-hour ride from my house to get this view. So really, there is no problem taking a coach up here for 2 hours to get this view, I guess. Um, Admittedly, we came up too late. We got here about 4-ish. We had to leave at 5. I'm guessing if you come up here for the whole day, it's a nice environment. Oh my God. Something just brushed past me, and it's one of these. This is a very classic example of different indigenous people in China. If you look at the ladies serving, they have very, very distinctive features. To the naked eye, for Westerners, maybe they look Chinese, but they're very different. I have to apologize. I have to dub over this because there was a constant beeping noise going on in the background with the coach reversing next to us, and I didn't realize until I got back to the hotel to edit this vlog. Now, the point I was trying to make was I just come back from the toilet, and inside the toilet, all the cubicles was taken, and except one of the conventional Western toilets, all the squatter toilets were being taken, but none of the people would use the Western conventional toilet that we know it. It suited me fine because it meant that I could use it. But it just shows that what is right for us isn't right for them, and vice versa. And we mustn't judge by other people's culture what is right and what is wrong. This is our hotel for the night, in the middle of nowhere. This is what I was expecting for 600 RMB for 3 nights. The first night was a red herring. Good job. I've been homeless before, so I can sleep anywhere. Welcome to our hotel. Second night. What a dive, eh? But we're only here to sleep, so at least we get an early night. Thank you very much for making it this far, and if you like what you see, please consider subscribing, comment, like and share. I do really appreciate you guys watching. It's very different from what I've been doing, but thank you.